Great. And all I wanted was an elegant opening. But unfortunately, I don't understand how latency works, so this is the new opening. Anyway. Cheers, mate. One of the things that I've discovered... Okay, I've discovered lots of things about alcohol. Enough to fill several AA meetings. Just by myself. But I don't want to talk about sadness. This is a good time. This is a celebration beer. But one of the things that I have learned is that after several years of sobriety, a long stint of sobriety, I may once or twice, every so often, drink. But it must be under adult supervision. Somebody must be watching me, or else my brain will literally be tempted to just pound as much alcohol as I can physically find, and then try to reach that high that I received all those years ago from far, far more than I could even drink now at this point. But if people are watching me, then I will have to at least be able to maintain the ability to assemble a sentence. So, if you have just tuned in and you're thinking about leaving poor Uncle Tolstoy alone to just drink himself to death in his sadness, don't do that. Stay with me. Smoke a doobie. Do a shot. Do a shot. So we got Voss in here. Voss is always there. He is a good streaming friend. Voss, we will find a way. Unfortunately, so I will relay this to Voss and thus everyone else. We have set up a Discord, which we will be very, very careful with, and we will be the gatekeepers, and we will decide who shall enter and who shall remain excluded. I don't know how to. Anyway. Fucking Wiley writes, your government permits you to drink freedom. That's very America. It's very America. Here we go. Fibonacci's in here. It says, hey, yo, what up, Fib? I got my fucking car fixed, so we're gonna go climbing real fucking... Actually, we could probably go tomorrow. I was actually thinking about fucking going hiking. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do, though. I don't know if I'm gonna be in the... I don't know if I'm gonna be in the kind of condition that would be required for climbing, but I'm probably gonna go hiking because my car's fixed. And actually, for a reasonable price. Not terrible. I thought that shit was going to start spiking up towards 1,000. And at that point, I started thinking to myself, well, I don't know if I want to dump $1,000 into a car that has 180,000 miles on it. I chose Yingling. Because here, see, in Maryland, you got to go to a liquor store where they carry anything that is alcoholic. Here, you can get beer and wine at a grocery store, but hard alcohol has to be got from an ABC store. Didn't feel like going to an ABC store. And at this point, I don't really think my ass needs to be drinking anything hard. Actually, that's not true. Sometimes it's easier to regulate with liquor. It's hard to explain. Beer hits you faster. One of the other things that I've learned from being a raging alcoholic. But anyway, of all the classic Glock 9mm, as it were, your standard issue M1A1, Yingling is pretty much... I would consider that Yingling or Heineken, two really good ones. I mean, you have all the other American brands that are essentially horse piss. They're trying to, I see those PR campaigns. I see them trying to appeal to hipsters, you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, Bud Light, it's all natural. And I'm like, no. Fucking Bud Light. Bush, trying to claw up out of the boomer pit. Young people should like us. Young people should like us. And it's like, no, fucker. For the most part, I find that young people, one of the other things I learned about alcohol is that young people don't really prefer beer. I've noticed that millennials prefer hard alcohol. I have a whole Janist cyclical time theory about the boomers being whatever generation came before the lost generation. We are the lost generation, and Gen Z being something more akin to, hopefully, the greatest generation. But that's kind of contingent on them being sort of like the most libertarian generation yet. I hear reports of that. There is hope, there is strength left yet in the world of men. They were not as weak as you presumed. But, I remember the first time that I had one of, this was actually my first beer, was Yingling, and, the first time that I really had a drink was with Zach Wild, and I was 22 and he was 20 years old, and we went to a Ruby Tuesdays for some fucking reason, and he was like, I think it's because it was a restaurant bar, and I knew the bartendress there. It's a tendress. That's correct. Tendress. A bartendress. And she was a tendress. Anyway, So he even at 20 years old and the DD was able to sit at the bar and he was just like, you should drink a beer. And I was like, but I've never had a beer before. You know, I was 22 fucking years old and he was like, actually that's not true. I mean, I'd had a beer, you know, but anyway, and he was like, I drank a Yingling and he was like, how do you feel? He's like, it's brewed in Pennsylvania, America's oldest brewery. How do you feel? And I was like, I feel like I have a bad frame rate. Cracking open a cold one with the Tolstoy. I'm fucking glad that rhymes. Numbling. Discord is paused, bro. Posed? Paused. Yes. Oh no, the CIA got Tolstoy. No, they didn't. I am not in any danger. How many can you drink? Fuck off. Fibonacci says, bro, try Delirium if you get the chance. It's a fairly strong Belgium beer, 8 to 9%, and it fucking slaps. I've had it at its flagship tavern in Belgium. I'm not a big fan of I feel like one of the Simpson characters, like, well, hey! I'm not a big fan of, like, Fat Tire. If it's anything like Fat Tire, which is essentially alcoholic water, pass. Kanan Young says, always when I'm at work, man, I swear. Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of thought that this would be the appropriate time. I mean, so essentially what mostly keeps me on the straight and narrow is the fact that I have to constantly be working out. So, of course, you can't be drinking, but I eventually need a rest day. I could have done legs this evening, and I was thinking about doing that, but I got my car back from the mechanic. You know, nice new tires. I'm thinking, despite the fact that I'm on a bulk phase, you know, I can still go for it. It's cardio, but I'm going to go for a hike. I don't know where I'm going to go yet. We'll have to see. And, I don't know, it's like, I feel like there are just times where the moon aligns, and that's your sign that it's okay to get loosey-goosey. And it's like, well, what am I going to do? I have until, you know, whatever o'clock before I would go to sleep. So I might as well just, you know, crack one open and try to relax and hope that I don't end up guzzling. Well, I only bought 2 pints and then a thing of some kind of weird cider. So that really shouldn't be enough to fuck me up beyond all repair. Plus, I had a pretty big lunch because I'm bulking these days. Christ, I'm eating a lot of calories. I feel super fucking fat. I'm up to 170. Well, really 168. But I'm performing better. On average, my bench is looking to be about, I'm stuck at, well, I could have pushed it to the limit, but I wanted to do more reps. So the last sets that I did were 140 pounds to the tune of 5 reps by 6 sets, which I really liked. And then I dropped that weight down to 120 and did, I think 10 reps 4 times, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still really got the, but I need to work on stuff that'll kind of balance it out. I've got a lot of the toning and muscle that I want at the edge of my pecs, and I need to get it to move closer towards the center, which still kind of has nothing going on for it. So, anyway, like I said, you know, the stars finally aligned. So I thought, you know, it'd be cool, have a beer, talk to fans. I'm also a little bit butthurt that I wasn't really able to do the Dokutsu Monogatari, the cave story. I wasn't able to stream fucking Cave Story. Fuck, mate. What? I have a tech guy. I've got several tech guys. And he was saying that it probably is just my system specs. Oh, dude, check that shit out. Fuck, my calf definition is fucking fantastic. Look at that shit. I'm gonna go hiking tomorrow with that sweet-ass calf definition. And bitches are gonna be like, ooh, daddy, damn calves. Sorry. Okay, alright. Once you stay focused, Tolstoy. Go home, Tolstoy. You're drunk. So, I wouldn't usually crack open a cold one. I'm a pretty, you know, one of my fans who I'm kind of close with, he works, he has a job that he does minor work with psychology, specifically with children, and usually people who do armchair psychology really stick it in and break it off, but he made a comment once. He said, do you think that you have autism or some kind of, are you on the spectrum? And I'm just like, lol, what? And he was like, well, you seem to be really about your rituals. Before, when you were being drunk, you were all about the ritual of being drunk. Now that you're sober, you're all about the ritual of being sober. But either way, you expect the same thing every day. And that's true to an extent, but I don't think that means that I'm autistic. I just think that all behavior exists on a spectrum, and people are more or less like a thing that we describe as autism. And maybe I'm a little bit closer in that sense that I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I can do the same thing every single fucking day. I literally was going to take a rest day like 7 days ago, and I laid in my bed, and I was listening to ASMR, and it wasn't giving me the tingles. Those sweet, sweet fucking ASMR tingles. Oh, yeah, you like those? Yeah, you like those tingles? Yeah, those are some pretty good fucking tingles, aren't they, bitch? Anyway, so, I wasn't getting any tingles, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to the gym and crank it out anyway, and I forget what I did, because I'm trying to work, like, certain muscle groups now every single day, and keep them as so far separated. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta keep chest day separate from back day, because back day is going to be, is arms day part 2, electric boogaloo, and chest and arms go together. Aliens wear purple hats because Tuesday, so that kind of thing. So anyway, I felt like this was an okay, acceptable time for me to have a drinky poo. I feel bad, because I just don't know how other people are like, I can have a drink once a week. Like, all I do is go to the gym, and I still feel like if I falter once, you know what I mean, I will just inflate and gain 900 pounds and lose all of my muscle, you know what I mean? Just one mistake is all it will take. Maybe that's not the proper attitude to have, but... Alright, comments. Kirby says, geez, man, I used to watch you, like, back in 2009. Yeah, everyone's fucking saying that. We get it. YouTube is run by a bunch of globalist pigs that want to create some sort of psycho-narrative, and they view me as those Juden, so they want to get rid of me. Okay? So that's not like I've been doing this shit since after 2009. You can always check my channel every single fucking day. It's not, I do that for certain... Actually, I really don't. There's a whole bunch of YouTubers that I love and I've lost track of because the algorithm opposes them. It's been a long time since I've seen and even big ones like MatPat. Fuck. Mark, 74 Echo, says, where's my beer? Right here, bud. I drank it for you. I should have gotten vodka. Lifting really does give you a structure, says Fibonacci. I don't know if you mean socially, like my daily life. Yes, I suppose that's what you mean. Because sometimes I think maybe you mean structure. It doesn't look like much, I swear, but there you fucking go. I'm getting better at that. Right now, my curls are stuck at... Okay, my gym is fucking weird. So, I'm stuck at max, not really 1 rep, but max 4 reps is 40 pounds on each arm, dumbbells. There is a 42.5 set somewhere, but they're always goddamn missing, so... Let's see. John Stoner says, buff boy. I wish. Drinking and smoking in a public park, homies. Excellent. Enjoy that shit, son. That is literally what a public park should be made for, actually. Really. I mean, in ultimate libertarian land. Interesting. Fibonacci says, but pretty much everyone I know who's lifted for a long time has gradually accumulated a series of minor catches or tweaks, and that started happening to me after a few years. So I started ripping the stair climber, which is both the best and the worst time simultaneously. Bro, running steps is my dealie. I sort of picked up on it after reading Into Thin Air by John Krakauer. I almost said John Carmack. Yes, John Carmack climbed Mount Everest. You didn't know this shit? Yeah, he was there. Basically, actually, there's a list of books. I wrote them down somewhere. 1 minute. That's going to happen a lot in the stream. Get used to it. I read, there's a lot of books that I have to read. I got a list off of the net, off of a outdoorsy forum. And they were basically a bunch of books about mountain climbing, rock climbing, that kind of thing. Alpinistry, mountaineering. And there was one quote that really struck me. And it was some dude talking about how he prepared for the climbs that he had attempted and endured. And he said, I slept on concrete floors. I walked around with bags of ice in my hand, and I ran steps until I threw up, but it still did not prepare me for the pain. And those words are always ringing in my head. So I try to do HIIT workouts on the stair stepper. So what I will do is I will jack those steps up. I will keep it at a base of about 83 steps per minute. And that keeps my heart rate at around like 135, 140. But then, every 2 minutes, I will attempt to bump that to 177 steps per minute, which brings my heart rate to like 165. Sometimes 170, and I'm a little bit worried about going over that mark because I don't need my heart to give out on me. Even though I would kind of consider that a noble death. That would be acceptable. Voss is still in the house. He says, "Hey, homie, wishing we were drinking IRL right now." Well, hopefully we will be one day. Hopefully we will do the Voss Tolstoy crossover when we finally get it together. What the beer equals bulking water? Son, that sounds like bro science, dude. I don't know about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Muluga's in. He says, "Hey, oil gang. God damn your memes, bro. It's the same shit day in, day out." Cthulhu Films says, "I'd like to hear one more on this cyclical generation theory of yours." Okay. Good. Wow. Goddamn, someone wants to hear me talk about weird occult shit. Thank fucking God. You know what I mean? It's like, what are those? Remember that meme with the kid who's got the vein bulging his head, and it's like when you're a vegan, but you haven't told anyone for 5 seconds. It's like when you're into Eastern pantheist philosophy, but you haven't told anyone for 5 seconds. So, there's a really great book by Faulkner called The Sun Also Rises. It's an interesting title. I think it's a little obscene, really, but ironically, you know, your high school teachers would think it's noble. But really, he's also saying, my dick. I mean, really, he's actually saying my dick. The sun also rises. What else rises? One's dick. It is actually about a man who served in World War I, and he had his genitalia maimed during the fight. And the whole story is literally just him and his Lost Generation pals going out to bars and drinking heavily and dancing and being degenerates, and essentially the one girl who's with them fucks all the dudes in the group, but the dude who doesn't have a dick loves her, but can't tell her that he loves her because, like, well, how's he gonna lay down pipe? How's he gonna consummate that fucking love? You know, without a dick. This is a real fucking story, by the way, by one of the, I think, didn't Faulkner have a Pulitzer? Anyway. And by the end of the story, he is alone with her in a car in Paris or some shit like that, and he's driving, and she's, like, coming on to him in a weird, like, please be my beta orbiter kind of way, and she was like, I always thought that we would be gay together, that we would be swell if we were together. Wouldn't that be swell? And he's just the last goddamn line of the book, because Faulkner is a pimp, is he literally says, yeah, kind of like that, and it just cuts to black. Another quick note, Zelda, it's also kind of a reflection of Faulkner, who actually, and his friend sets, which he was friends with a lot of expatriates who had gone to war. I don't believe one of them was Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald was his friend in Paris. They drank, they danced, they did a bunch of shit, probably a lot of stuff that we still don't know about, because, you know, half of history is lost. And, essentially, one night, I don't remember where I read this. This could be totally wrong, but I doubt it. Fucking Fitzgerald, the dude who wrote The Great Gatsby, comes to his door in Paris at like 3 a.m. and he's just like, hey, bro, I can't make Zelda Fitzgerald come. And he's just like, not my problem. And he closes the door. Your daily reminder that Faulkner was 5'5", and he survived like a plane crash and went on safari and shit and drank like a fucking, drank like a fish. So, yeah, he was badass, and also, I'm probably his reincarnation. So, anyway, cyclical time. That was a long way to getting around to this, but look at the Lost Generation. So, the Lost Generation was the generation that came before the Greatest Generation, which, well, you know, World War II. So, what do you notice specifically about the Lost Generation? Let's take a look at some of these facts. Let's get down to the facts, son. So, they were sent to a war where a shit ton of them got killed, maimed. I think that, I can't prove this, but I feel like there was a general feeling of what was that war for. But You know what? That's speculative. I'm not gonna forward that. Still, sent to a massive goddamn war that was infinitely more different and deranged than any war that had come before. Massive economic depression, loose sexual values, loose moral values, and most importantly, they had a frequency of abuse of substances. They had a high substance abuse rate. They were the drunkest, possibly doing other stuff. I mean, obviously they did cannabis, we know this, and there's nothing wrong with drugs. Well, there is something wrong with drug abuse. And I'm sure there's a fine line, but that's not really my point. My point is that who the fuck does that remind you of? And I feel like The Greatest Generation was a response to that. A lot of people will say that, well, we got into a war, and the war picked up our economy, and that allowed our, I guess our better values to kind of come back out. But I don't necessarily think that that's the whole story. I think it's half true, but the other half of that is that a rejection of the lost generation being, well, honestly, and not through no fault of their own. It wasn't their fucking fault, but I just think that the lost generation was, well, degenerate, Patrick. And I think as a result, the Greatest Generation saw that, and there was a slam on the brakes and a, whoa, let's not be like them. And that goes into a deeper part of Jainist philosophy. So what people don't know is that the swastika was actually really a Jainist symbol, which was kind of a spin-off of both Buddhism and Hindu, kind of took a little bit of both. That whole area is good for just going like, oh, that's a neat idea. Fuck it, it's probably true. Yeah, sure, just incorporate that into our idea set. Really like that ability of Eastern pantheist religions, but long story short, the swastika is supposed to stand for cyclical time. I don't know why people are like, it stands for peace. I'm like, no. It doesn't. It's not about peace. It's about, at least I don't think it's true. It's about cyclical time. And where was I going with this? One of the features, I think, of cyclical time is that the natural built-in defense mechanism against tyranny is the youth's desire to rebel. And I think what we're seeing right now is the pendulum swinging the other way, and the baby boomers are surprised that these Gen Z kids are, I have heard, more conservative and more libertarian, and are just more like, no, hell no, we don't believe that. You told us that in school, but that's for lame, that's for fucking old people. We're hip. We want to pay off the national debt. West Side. Okay, I don't think they're actually, I hope, in my deepest sexual fantasies it's like that, but anyway. Good question, Cthulhu. You're the best. All right, Wildeye says, no rest days. One mistake and you're back to square one and you're fucked. Fuck you. Wow. God damn. Well, fuck me then. I should just down the rest of this and fucking... Never mind, I'm not going to make that joke on the air. Damn, I should have brought beer because the phosphates in it has a tendency to kind of clog me up a bit. I don't have my hanky. Hang on. Ugh. Can't carry on speaking if my nose is all clogged up. That is literally one of my biggest pet peeves, is not being able to breathe through my damn nose. Miluga just says, remember the time he oiled the knife? I do. Yes, Miluga. We know. Zolly Wynn says, is anyone drunk already? No. No one is. Fibonacci says, Steve Buscemi's ASMR channel is the... Motherfucker, did you just say Steve Buscemi's ASMR? Stop. Stop. No. No, you're... This is a fucking troll. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Alright? I knew that was gonna goddamn happen. I was like, no, clearly the vines won't continue playing when you open your phone again. Alright, we're doing this. No, I don't want to watch Stranger Things. Steve... I'm not finding it. Damn. Man, you had me thinking that there was an actual Steve Buscemi ASMR and that my ass was gonna be watching that. God damn it, son. Cthulhu Film says, oh, fuck. I'm literally rereading shit. It's almost like it's cyclical time, or I'm drunk. Let's see. Oh my, wait a second. No. These have literally happened before. Oh, maybe the thing bumped. Who knows? Voss says, should have gotten Sky vodka. I don't drink shit vodka. Okay. For real. If you're gonna get cheap vodka, Popov rates actually super highly in blinded taste tests among experts. They always think it's like some shit, but really, if you're going to get good vodka, Stolichnaya. Literally, by the way, Stolichnaya was used to actually pay for something. I can't remember what it was. It was something to do with Hollywood. A film, at one point, in relations between the United States and the CCCP, some director somewhere, somehow, needed to pay for something. I forget. And he needed to give something. The Russians needed to pay us for something, but of course their money isn't worth anything to us, so they literally traded us in vodka. It was the fucking Stolichnaya, but I forget, there was something else about Stoli. It was like the first thing that was traded on our market. It was the first thing that we gave a shit that they had that we fucking wanted, so we traded them something. I forget how they accepted our payment. I don't even remember. It was interesting how it was facilitated. Southpaw 82 says, what kind of ride are you driving now? It's the same. It needed new tires. 2 of the belts had broken in 2 of the separate tires. It was bad. Mark says, oh, and we bumped. Mark says, I'm scamming at work watching you, lol. Don't jinx it. It's been a slow night so far. Are you just like sitting in the patrol car with like your shit on my phone? Like, is this like Super Troopers or something? Connection between Plato and the occult? Did Plato believe in cyclical time? It depends on your definition of the fucking occult. I mean, really the occult is just a majority of ancient mystery religions and philosophies. The problem is that a lot of those philosophies and ancient mystery religions have been hijacked by fucking edgelords who want to make it about, you know, who think that they can make it about bending things to their personal, you know, bending things to their personal will, you know, finding a way for it to make them more powerful or some shit. So, really, which, by the way, quick note on the Doctor Strange, the thing that I really, really fucking hated about Doctor Strange was that they tried to, basically, these Hollywood, you know, these fucking Hollywood types attempted to conflate Eastern pantheist religions with witchcraft, and I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't think they're the same. You're a dick. Peter07 Powell says, sub to you aeons ago. Airsoft reviews, I think, is what brought me here. 7 years later, I'm still here. Stuck around because you are pretty entertaining. Thanks, bro. I try to be. Jack Pedley. Burger King foot lettuce. Also here. Also, hello, I'm Jack from the UK. Been watching you for a long time. All right, cool comment, I guess. The Kurd 123 says, wasn't The Sun Also Rises written by Ernest Hemingway? Did I say Faulkner? Listen, man, I tend to get those two confused. I've never read either one of them because reasons. I guess I meant Faulkner, but I guess it was Hemingway. Fuck me. Fuck me for being wrong, but thank you for correcting me. The Collector. Ooh, you ever seen that movie? God damn, no. Fuck you. Jesus. And now my alcoholic brain is like, pound all the alcohol you have and watch The Collector. No. Stop. Jesus. Cheers, Tolstoy. I'm going to have a glass of whiskey while I listen to your wonderful ramblings. Thanks. You're facilitating my alcoholism with your name. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault, man. Anyway. Everything's jumping around. So why did the Nazis adopt a symbol of Jainism? Bro, why did the Nazis do fucking anything? They were butt fucking insane. Have you ever heard anything. I mean, anything. That, like, Hitler and his boys literally had, like, weird ideas of panspermia. They were like, okay, like, literally, why do they call themselves Aryans? Like, weren't the Aryans essentially a tribe of... They were like a pre-Indian nomadic tribe that wrote down the text that would essentially inform the religious, religious caste system of India, the Vedas. Vedas? Yeah. Yeah, they wrote a lot of the Sanskrit Bibles and shit like that. But, like, bro, they're from, like, the Mount Sinai region. They're not German. By a long shot. And Hitler was just like, nope, pretty sure they're German. Pass me the heroin with horse crank in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why did they do anything, bro? Fucking, the Nazis were the Resident Evil 6 of political movements. They just did whatever they thought was cool, and it didn't need to make sense because drugs. Dead serious. I had a conversation with a girl fucking... My brain wants to say EB Games, but it ain't EB Games. What is it, son? GameStop. I was at GameStop, and we just started jamming about fucking Resident Evil. And I couldn't say... I wanted to say what I wanted to say about Resident Evil 6, but there was a child hanging around me, and I didn't want to go like, that game was made entirely through the power of cocaine. You know, I wanted to say that fucking shit, but there was a child going like, I really like Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was like, nah, don't sound off, Tolstoy. This ain't one of your live streams. While I says, you should do 10 push per beer to keep the balance. First of all, 10 push-ups is nothing. Yes, I could easily do that, so I don't really see that. But it would not matter. I think that would literally do nothing for me. Miluga, I can't remember the exact one, but I remember you, man. To Voss. Oh, God. No, Voss was never in any Christmas special of mine. Bruh. For real? Was feeling a shot of Stolokhanaya anyways. Cheers, Tolstoy. Cheers, bro. I love buying them in pints because by the end, that tin can is not cold and it tastes like horse piss. This tube is fucked. It says, sup, y'all. Sup, bro. Suh. Suh, dude. Oh, maybe he was talking about the podcast. Okay. Mark. You. That's all right. Best use of your time. Makes sense. Jason THM says, Tolstoy, I thought you hated the Star Wars franchise as a whole. Quick note, I hated The Last Jedi. I don't hate the Star Wars franchise. I think it's okay. I never truly, I can't say that I love it the way that other people love it. It's definitely a part of my childhood, and I don't even mean like the prequels, although that was a part of my childhood. My dad actually took me to go see, they re-released, right before Lucas ruined them by making the special edition, they re-released them in theaters for a short period of time, and my dad took me to see that for my birthday. So that was pretty cool. I have a lot of respect for Lucas. I also have a lot of hate for Lucas. Ironically, his whole thing about, like, you know, Darth Vader and, like, falling to the dark side, I feel like that's pretty explanatory. It lends a lot of explanatory power to, well, his story arc in Hollywood. You know, you start off young and doubted, you make great art because of it, eventually you become the expert on the issue, then everyone just trusts you, then you go down a dark fucking road of making poor quality films until it's, you know, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and then time is cyclical and it starts again. But, thoughts on the Star Wars series? The first three were American classics. They are, I mean, they're not fucking brilliant, uber deep, philosophical, like, they're not the goddamn Lord of the Rings. But that being said, Lucas is a brilliant visual storyteller. He understands how to... I think he got a lot of tips from... I really do think he got a lot of his Padawan, whatever the fuck the teacher is. The teacher in that situation was Steven Spielberg, who I have even way more respect for. Steven Spielberg taught him how to get to the heart of an American, how to tell a emotional story. You know, he very much just kind of stuck to the very classic, but always good, hero's journey. It's very much a grilled cheese sandwich that he really... put a lot of, he put tomatoes and bacon in it, you know what I'm saying? It was a good series. And then the prequels happened, and I think Okay? And then Disney bought it, and then I think there was some weird, dark, satanic rituals that were done with it, and now it is what it is. And at least it's funny to watch. Like, it's just great to watch them drive themselves further into the goddamn ground and just shake your head. Pretty fucking fantastic. This tube is fuck says, new mic is bomb as fuck. Well, y'all motherfuckers bought it. If you would like me to buy more cool shit, you can always go into Patreon and donate a goddamn $1. It is $1 a month. For $1 a month, you can make Tolstoy slightly less poor. Slightly less. Jack Pedley says, how do you feel about the Watchmen TV series? I'm with Alan Moore on this. The movie was actually really not that bad. I think the movie was actually probably one of the best comic book adaptations ever made, despite the fact, and specifically when considering the fact that it was literally being made from a series that was not supposed to ever be made into a TV series, because Alan Moore hates you motherfuckers, and you're literally proving him right. You're not stopping while you're ahead. You are going to ruin it. What they say in The Dark Knight, bud? You either live long enough to see yourself become the villain, or you die a hero. Fibonacci says, there's a character played by Matthew McConaughey in True Detective named Rust Cole that you remind me of. Similar views of cyclical nature of time. I'll have to give that a fucking look into. Jake Steed says, Tales with Uncle Tolstoy. Always. Goddamn. And then a personal friend of mine, Haven Namira, says, I showed up at just the right time. Nazis. Did you expect anything else from me? No, of course not. Korzorvia says, get my comment, guy? No. This is your first comment. I don't understand. 0 out of 10. Miluga says, my bad. I must have Voss confused with somebody else. I did have a few guest stars way back in the day, but they've honestly gone all... I don't know anything. There was one dude who I did a crossover with 1 billion years ago, way in the oldest of aeons of the ancient Tolstoy verse. And all I know is that he and his sister lived in Panama for a while, and they were missionaries, and I think now they're living in Chicago. That's all I know. I keep tabs on a shit ton of you people using the Facebook. I do care about your own personal stories, you know what I mean? But I can't remember all of your names all at once, and also remember the names of drugs and shit. Well, I was in the gym sauna the other day, and there was a dude who was a registered nurse who was in town for a skydiving competition, and he was like, yeah, somebody the other day needed me to prescribe, like, Geodon, and I was like, oh god, what is Geodon? Oh god, what is it? Okay, hang on. No, I'm really forgetting now. Geodon is not paliperidone, that's Invega. Geodon is Zaprazidone, bitches. Fuck yeah. I remember drugs. I'm not on drugs, you're on drugs. Alright. Disgusting. Voss says, embrace the strawberry sky, man. Drinking flavored vodka is for degenerates. You will now be sent... you will now be sent to City 17. That is the nice version of that comment. Of that joke. Thoughts on Star Trek original series? I watched it with my dad when I was growing up. It was good for what it was. I respect the art. I respect Gene Roddenberry basically giving the finger to the studios and putting, Uhura in it and making her an officer and putting Russians and Chinese in there and being like, LOL, in the future we'll all get along, bitches. True story, Martin Luther King saved that show. I'm not even fucking making that up. The lady who played Uhura went to his church, and she was talking to him after one of his sermons, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna quit Star Trek, and he's like, bitch, you cannot quit Star Trek, and she's like, I want to go back to Broadway, and he's like, listen, motherfucker, I only let my kids watch 2 TV shows, which is 1, Sunday programs with whoever the fuck would be Sunday, you know what I mean, like Sunday church programs, and Star Trek. And she was like, but why? And he's like, because for the first time, it's a fucking black lady on stage, and she's an officer, and she doesn't go, oh, great googly moogly. So, like, please, for our sake, fucking keep being a Uhura. And she was like, fine. Like, she wanted to quit, but Martin Luther fucking King, civil rights hero, was like, no, keep doing Star Trek. Which is pretty fucking great. That little tidbit of history is fan-fucking-tastic. Did she pass recently? Hey, hey! Yeah? Is Uhura dead? Okay, she's alive. All right. I thought she was dead. Everybody fucking dies eventually, man. We all die eventually. You either get killed or you kill yourself. So anyway, hold Jorge Rodriguez says, sorry I'm late. What kind of beer are you drinking? It is Yingling. The best of all trashy-ass beers. Now, excuse me while I take my shirt off and beat my wife. I don't have a wife. Oh, Jesus. The algorithm doesn't know that I'm fucking kidding. Christ. Domestic violence isn't funny, kids. That was a terrible... I mean, what am I supposed to say? I don't have a fucking wife. Like, banned from YouTube. Why? Threaten domestic violence against someone who doesn't exist. God damn. Even imaginary women are real women. Hashtag. Like, fuck, dude. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? All right. Cthulhu Film says, also thanks, and I love the concept of cycles because I feel like it's true. It gives a small bit of perspective on the nature of reality, and in fiction can be used as a great literary device if done well. Yeah, I agree. Voss says, if I could strangle Kathy, what's her fuck, and that asshole director who ruined my childhood with this Sierra Juliet whiskey-ism, I'd be able to die happy. Straight up, son. That quote from Sin City where like, and now he's gonna die in the name of a dead hooker. Yeah, I'll die laughing if I know I did this one thing right. I literally just got a text message. Did I get a text message? No, this thing just makes fucking god-awful noises all the goddamn time. It's like, fuck with me. I haven't spied on you in a minute. The CIA wants to know what you're doing. Shove me up your butt. Everything bumped. Everything bumped. Everything bumped. Everything bumps, and I can't read it. Ever seen Eyes Wide Shut? Do you know what was cut from it? Yeah, I've looked greatly into that, and honestly, that's a little too heavy of a conversation for right now, considering how many eyes are on me. I know it's only 19 people in the stream, but I think we all know it's 20. Never mind. I was about to make a joke, and then I'm just like, no, don't fucking do that. God damn it. Now, Haven. Now you're making me switch into Obama voice. Now let's I feel like Joe is a swell guy, Haven. I think that Joe is okay. You know, Joe is okay with me. I eat at Joe's. It's all right. Sometimes. Never mind. Oh, you're a very bad person. So anyway, Kozorvia says, okay, well, it's on your cave story stream. Your comment? So you want me to look at the comment on my... Fuck it. All right, we'll look at the comment on the cave story stream. Fuck it, we'll do it live! That was one of the greatest memes ever. Green grass and high tides forever. As kings and queens play just for you. They play just for you. That's a really great fucking song. Fuck off. That song is like pure cocaine. Okay, let's see what the comment says. Hey man, this was the only way I could get in contact with you, so I'll start. Oh Christ, you have a book. You have written a book. Okay. When I was a kid, your PS3 and Uncharted reviews inspired me to get a PlayStation 3. Because of this, I have met such wonderful friends. I have been friends with you for over 10 years. Firstly, I would like to thank you. I was close to being a normie and getting an Xbox 360. I'm glad I could stop you from doing that, Morty. Anyways, I come here to say that I would love to collab with you sometime. Morty. I'm so glad your dark humor hasn't changed. I'm glad because there's a lot of overly sensitive people. My humor's not dark, okay? And I'm sensitive to their needs, okay? All right? I don't say bad things, all right? I don't. All right. You can hit me up on my Twitter, Instagram. Okay, but I don't have a Twitter or an Instagram, so you'd have to hit me up on Facebook. That's pretty much the only way that this shit works. Doo-da. Oh, word. Yeah, Voss is right. We did do a podcast, and we did a couple of knife reviews together, because at this point, Voss knows more about knives than me. Hey, Voss. I got the knife-tism. I gotta get it out of my system, so I've been replaying Resident Evil 4 for the 1 billionth goddamn time. And I really fucking like his knife. It gets me sexually excited. Anyway, and There's some fucking fixed blade Benchmade knives that look very fucking similar. God, why do they release them in such limited edition? The filthy fucking assholes. Sick. They should make it just for me. Kings and queens should play just for me. Anyway. Tolstoy, we're both degenerates, though. Not me, son. You're drinking light beer. No, I'm not. It's just Yingling. It's just a Yingling. It's just a Yingling. I don't know what you're talking about. Jack Pedley says, "Did you like Breaking Bad, and will you be watching the film?" I'm just finishing my third rewatch of Breaking Bad. No, wait. It's my second one. God damn. I'm on the last episode now. I stopped it halfway through because I didn't want to finish. I am probably going to get one of the action figures because it's a long story. I saw the action figures for Breaking Bad a long time ago, and I wanted to bring you guys a review of it, but at the time, I was in a stage where I was trying to be stoic, and I was like, bro, don't waste money on that. But it's $20 goddamn, and if it would bring you guys some joy, then damn it, I'm willing to make that fucking sacrifice. And to be perfectly honest, it is one of the greatest cinematic achievements of modern day television, and I want to do it justice, and I want to, well, look, let's table that for now, you know? But the answer is yes. Yes, I will. It's literally so funny how they don't even hide the shit now. I want damn Cobra now. I don't know what that means. How much Patreon for Glad Rag review? Son, if you give me $100, I'll put on the goddamn Glad Rags for you. I will take a walk around town for $100 in the fucking Glad Rags. LexCorp 1516. In 1516, we took a little trip. I can't believe I've been subbed to you for over 10 years. My first video was your Atari Lynx review. Christ, I'm aging rapidly. Yeah, you're not the only one. Leon Kennedy's knife. You know there is a smiths out there who can make them. Yeah, I don't trust custom knife smiths, dude. They usually don't have access to the kind of machinery that... the kind of techniques that make for Benchmade quality. Like, I want a manufacturer to be able to hold accountable to if my knife shatters for a ridiculous fucking reason. I don't want to have to go back to fucking, Billy Bob Joe, who's like, well, I made it this morning. I don't like custom shit. At least not in knives. I don't know. Old Tolstoy probably would have. I would not. Kazlab 208 says, so what do we drink tonight? Yingling. A Yingling. I just finished the first one. Feel okay? Oh, yeah. But, get the fuck out. Are you fucking with me, Kazlab? You fucking with me? What am I, entertaining to you? What am I, a clown? You think I'm funny? How the fuck am I funny? You tell me how you think I'm funny. Am I fucking entertaining to you? Fucking Joe Pesci. You know he made a rap album? That's a joke. I don't have to say anything else. What the fuck? It'd be spendy, but possible. Isn't his knife like a gigantic cold steel you have that's similar to Big Boss's knife? Man, you just combine like 3 different knives. No. God damn. And everyone's asking for an update on depression. I'll never be able to make that fucking video, bro. I'll never be able to make that fucking video. Not in this day and age. It's 2019. I'm already on a list. I'm already on several lists. I like Sam Adams. Sam Adams is okay beer. It's not what they had there. You know what I mean? I didn't go to the grocery store. I went to a 7-Eleven. Except for they don't have a 7-Eleven down here. Did you listen to Shoujo Boy's rap about anime? If that motherfucker's name is Shoujo Boy... goddamn. Can we meet up sometime in Baltimore? Yeah, here's how that can't work. I live in North Carolina now. I can't exactly just expend the resources to... yeah, you want to spend the money? You want to buy the Patreon exclusive of me driving my happy ass up there? And also, to be perfectly honest, Baltimore's the second deadliest city in America. So now that I live in a place where everyone can open carry an AK-47 and the murder rate is nowhere near that high... pass, bro. You can come down here. Like, sorry, dude. Do you still have the plasma pistol laser gun? No, I sold all of that shit to afford rent. Sold all that shit to afford rent. I never played any of the Resident Evil, but I remember you telling me about that specific knife at some point. No, it's basically a Mercs Works knife. It's based off of a company called Mercs Works, and... Gotta watch it. My fingers are actually kind of sore from lifting weights so much, so I try not to fuck with the cardistry too hard. There are very expensive knives that they claim are favorited by those who are in the mercenary business, but they're $400 damn knives, and there's almost no way to know if they're really quality. I mean, they show you the specs, and they show you their process, but no one on the internet wants to do stress tests with it because it's a $400 fucking knife. Now, you can find Benchmade knives that I know are quality that look almost aesthetically the same as Leon Kennedy's knife, and they're to the tune of $200. Wish I had $200 goddamn dollars. Donate to my ass on Patreon, fuckers. Did you watch Joe Rogan podcast that featured John Carmack? No, I don't actively really watch his podcast. I just sort of pick up on the memes and the clips that come out later. Oops, that was a terrible fan. I did a review of these cards that are never fucking coming out, but it really doesn't matter. Look at this sweet art. Oh, it's not goddamn art. You charged me $11 fucking dollars for a normal deck of fucking cards, you savages. Fucking animals. It's like, why did you get so angry so quick, Drinky? What's your favorite deck of cards? Fuck! It's like, makes instant poor decision. So, this was actually my first cardistry deck ever. This is from the company Illusionist, as you can see on the bottom. It is old and beat up, but it has never lost its superpowers. It has a UV 500 finish. No, wait, it's only air cushion. Christ. The design is very occult looking and very spoopy. I think it's a bit fucking edgelordy, but I'm not gonna fucking lie. Gets the goddamn job done. Christ, and it's all melted the fuck together. Yeah, that look fucking normal? That's from the heat of my room and the pressure of being in a stack. Let's see. She still handles amazingly. This thing has kept over the years so well. And the design, I need to get another one of these. I think they're actually rarer and hard to come by these days, which I don't like because, unfortunately, card decks do not last an infinite amount of time. Let's see, they're a little bit stiff. They don't fan like they used to anymore. Double dog, damn it. But their art. I did a review of these, damn it. The art has kind of a smoky texture on the outside of it. Get some ASMR going. Anyway. Fuck, some of them inverted. That's not good. So yeah, this is the oldest deck of cardistry cards that I own. Unfortunately, I'm just really not that good at cardistry. It was something I was more into when I was into, you know, I don't know, flashier things. When I was more thinking, I guess I kind of thought of myself as a performer in my, older YouTube days. Yeah. So Voss just looked on the website. Yeah, dude, they're like 500. Yeah, I know. So basically, that is the company that they modeled the knives off of from Resident Evil 4. And I'm just like, yeah, but I can find similar-looking knives that are just as edgelordy. And don't get me wrong, those designs, they're totally fucking edgelordy. But that being said, they're also works of fucking art. I can find Benchmade knives that are similar to that for $200. But why the exact one that I want is $200, and it'll one day be gone. Do you collect anything else like Zippo lighters? I mean, yeah, action figures, knives. Do you watch my channel? Kazlab says, favorite Michael Jackson song? Annie, Are You Okay by Alien Ant Farm. Like the fucking one with Alex Jones. I don't know what we're talking about. I thought that was Uno. I have no idea what we're talking about. Have you been contacted by interdimensional entities? No, but I met God once. Is there another anime you are watching other than Ajin? Now that Ajin is over. It's not over. They're gonna make a third season, right? Right? Long live Sato the Hat. No. I've seen a couple interesting ones. It'll be a while before I jump back into that. Right now, I'm just sucking that big Breaking Bad dick. Probably not the way that I wanted to say that. Oh god, it's the alphabet cucks. Indeed. You gonna watch the new Terminator movie? Fuck no. What? They have literally already come out and been like, you're misogynist for not liking our movie, even though we haven't even released it yet, bitch. If you're doing damage control this early, just fucking, just wrap it, bring it in. What are they, wrap it up. Fucking, it's over. It's done. Stop trying. Favorite Zelda game? Ooh. I gotta do a 3. Oh, God damn, I can't. They're all amazing for different things. Ugh. I can narrow it down to 4, which is going to be Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Minish Cap, and Twilight Princess. That's the best you're going to get. Oh, but then there's also, for the Game Boy, Link's Awakening. That was also a really fucking great Zelda game. ASMR card flips, laughing my ass off, so soothing. Do you have any hopes for another... I don't have any hopes. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you have any hopes for another Bioshock game? And did you not enjoy Infinite? You all have asked so many goddamn questions about Bioshock. I have answered all of them all the time, always. In every single goddamn universe, you can call myself Professor Strange. My ass is... I can't do it. I can't answer those questions anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Did you see what happened to that Area 51 raid that took place? Yeah, one guy got shot. That's cool. Way off topic, but are you into the paranormal? Dude, like a shit ton. I don't believe in any of it, but I want to believe. It's not that. When I was a kid, I believed in all of that, and it was spoopy, and I guess part of me wants to believe in ghosties and goblins, because that's less scary than believing in what's actually going on right now, which ironically might include ghosties and goblins. Hey, Uncle Tolstoy, have you ever come across a beer lager called Stella Artois? If so, what do you think? I think it's shitty alcoholic... No, wait a second, that's Fat Tire. I don't know, it looks like Fat Tire to me. It looks like that same kind of like shitty, non-tasting alcoholic water that I despise. It's like a White Claw. All the Zeldas are pretty good. Yeah, they are all pretty good. Do you think Nintendo handled the Link's Awakening remake for the Switch well? Fuck no, they didn't do that shit. Holy shit, they're like, look, we made fucking Nintendo Link. Fucking, you gotta buy it, bitch. Fucking, Nintendo is the modern day ST. I just can't with them. I really fucking can't. Christ, guys. Get it the fuck together. I'm gonna take a piss. I'm gonna get another beer. If you guys can just hang out for like 1 second. I noticed that we can't really break 20 viewers at once, and I kind of feel like that's your guys' fault. I don't want to blame you for it, but like, can you guys unfuck yourself? Just kidding. All right. Be right back. Hoop. Okay, I noticed the stream fell down to 16 viewers. Okay, it went back up to 17. Guys, what the fuck did I just tell you? No, Kyle, step the fuck up. What the fuck did you say? So anyway, we have some of this Red's Wicked Apple at 8% alcohol by volume. So, we shall consume some of it. I gotta take a piss. What the fuck are you supposed to do? Everyone's like, oh, Tolstoy leaves a live stream. He doesn't just, like, piss. He doesn't just, like, fucking piss on the floor like a goddamn animal. This is entertaining. Like, fuck off. You know? Voss, stop antagonizing them, man. Why are you hating? Wait, what? My comments are getting shadow banned? Well, Jesus Christ, mate. I don't know. Calm it down, then. What the fuck? Okay. Uncle Tolstoy. Can I call you Cousin Tolstoy instead? Nah, bitch, I'm your uncle. I don't want to think that you're old enough to be an uncle to me. Well, I am. I'm actually your uncle. I remember this one time that your father and I... That tastes horrible. That is god-awful. What is wrong with you? Ale with natural apple. Oh, my Christ. It's an apple beer. Oh, it's an apple mash. I don't think I was exactly expecting that. I thought it was going to be cider. This isn't cider. It's an apple mash. Ale? Yeah, it's an apple ale. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. So, wow, we dropped down to 16 views. Fuck off. So, fun fact. Back in the day, there used to be a liquor made from this mash, and they refined it using ice distillation, and they used to call it, let me get this right, New Jersey Thunder. No, New Jersey Lightning. Because during the Revolutionary War, oftentimes, the generals would pay road workers and soldiers in this shit that was ice distilled, and it was essentially just this. They'd make a mash out of the apples, turn it into a beer. Then you refine that by leaving it outside till it freezes, take chunks of ice out that were the water, leaving a higher concentration of alcohol by volume, and you basically get what they call Applejack. I got my hands on a bottle of it one time. Tastes like whiskey. It's the same as what you would have thought, or more like rum. I was kind of hoping it would taste like Applejacks. I don't know why the fuck I was just like, this'll taste like Applejacks, like, because it was fucking retarded back then. How often did you have sake in your life? You know, I was actually just thinking about that. 1,000 years ago, 1,000 goddamn years ago, I was playing through the HD Okami remake, or whatever the fuck it was, for the PlayStation 3. And I went to Annapolis to, like, some custom-ass store to find the one actual sake decanter that was dishwasher safe, because all that cheap shit you get from weeb stores will give you lead poisoning and will shatter when you heat the sake up in a way that is not actually, you know, like, put it in the fucking microwave, cooking out all the alcohol. You pour the sake into the decanter, get a pan of water, heat said water, place the decanter in the water, take the decanter out, have a nice towel to wrap around it, serve in little dishes, except for I'm a fucking, you know, American orc, so I just take the thing and go and drink it that way, and play sweet games about fucking wolves with fucking colors and saving the day using spiritually positive shit, dog. There's something wrong with that. I don't like that. It just tastes god-awful. It has this rotten taste to it. Fuck me. I mean, I get it. It's alcohol, but you have no idea how many years I spent drinking alcohol and not giving a fuck. Oh, and everything bumped. That awkward silence, LOL. Yes, Haven. Cricket. Beer pong. Hardy Hat says beer pong. Beer pong is a god-awful game created by hillbillies because they want to distract themselves from the existential dread of being drunk every single night. Stella Artois is the piss of angels. It shits all over your American Bud Light. No shit, anything can shit over Bud Light. You're what? You're like, I bet you the French Foreign Legion can beat up a bunch of, you know, Eagle Scouts. Like, yeah. Do they want to fight our American Rangers? No. Like, how about some good American beer? Don't compare it to fucking that shit. Your hookah video taught me more about smoking than any anti-smoking PSA. I think that's not a compliment. I think you're fucking with me. I think you're trying to troll, son. Thoughts on the filmography of Christopher Nolan? He's a fucking god. Worship now. I really admire Christopher Nolan. A lot of people... I don't know. I think a lot of people tried to, take the piss out of him for Inception, but let's face it, I honestly think it was a more coherent version of The Matrix. And I love The Matrix, so you know that it pains me to say that, but, when it's true, it's true. And the Dark Knight trilogy was amazing. I have seen Memento. It took me 1,000 times to see it, because I kept seeing it drunk, and it's really, really hard to follow, even if you're sober. Yeah, he's a great director. 10 out of 10. One of my favorites. Hardy Hat says, piss in an old milk jug like a man. No. Would you prefer to drink beer? You know what? This has a horrible taste of, watered down whiskey. If you're going to give me the whiskey, give me the whiskey. If you're going to give me a beer, give me a beer. Don't try to do... Oh, I wonder if that's what a Boilermaker tastes like. I never thought about it. I always want to try one of those, but now I'm thinking maybe not. Do you have some vodka that tastes like paint thinner? No? I finished that off on the last of those Stalker Let's Plays that I uploaded, which, by the way, didn't give me enough love, guys. Me damaging my body and playing Stalker, a game that I love for your entertainment, and no one sent me $100 and a hooker in the mail? Fuck, guys. Guess I know who my real friends are. Hookers who have blow. Thoughts on Rick and Morty? It was a really cool show, and I really enjoyed it for a while, but then the creator of Rick and Morty claimed that 80 million Americans had to be killed. His exact words. He said 33% of all Americans could not be reasoned with and had to be killed. Little babies, mamas, aunties, uncles. Really? The old man who gives you your change at Hardee's? He needs to die? They all gotta die? 80 million. Are you sure? 80 million people need to die. 33%. That's what you said, you fat fuck. Sure? Okay. And he's fine. It's fine. You can claim that we should genocide a third of our country as long as you're playing for the right team. So I'll never watch any Rick and Morty again. I'm sorry. I don't really get offended. I don't want to be one of those type. 80 million people, huh? Okay. Fat alcoholic fuck. Anyway. Ugh, everything fucking jumps all the time. And the house is jumping. What happened to your sake cups you got from Otakon 2011? I gave them to Hal. Best Eastern mystic texts besides the Corpus Hermeticus. The that wasn't me being racist. I can't pronounce it. The Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad, that Indian Veda texts. The Tibetan Book of the Living and the Dead. All the Buddhist sutras. Which, honestly, good texts to read in contemporary times would be anything written by Thich Nhat Hanh. The Dalai Lama is also he's actually a really good source of Buddhist information. The Tao Te Ching. I thought I had a copy of it here on my desk. No, just the Anarchist Papers. Yep. Anyway. Did you play the sequel to Okami Down on the DS? I tried for 30 seconds, but I was too drunk at that point in my life, and I lost interest. It was the last DS game that I didn't sell. I have it lying around somewhere in a box. I'll probably never play it. I made that same face when I tried gin. Yeah, gin isn't this bad. Haven says, Nino's asleep and I'm not doing laundry. Oh, and I am doing laundry. Entertain me harder. Do it. Well, fuck. Then I only got one fucking question for you. Who would win in a fight? That or a gorilla? Yeah, you know why? Because gorillas are fucking lame. Fucking the shit that I heard at the goddamn... my friend, we're at the Boston Library of Natural, the Boston Library, the Lost in, fuck, all right, fuck you, you're drunk, bitch. The Boston Museum of Natural History. Not drunk, you're drunk. And, they got, phones on the walls everywhere. They're supposed to, tell you about the exhibits. Well, there's one at the opening of the left wing or whatever, the right wing, the eastern wing. And my friend just picks it up and she puts it to her ear and goes, ah! Just like that, like immediately after pressing the button. And I was like, what? And she's like, it just yells wicked smart in your ear. I was like, no fucking way. She's like, yeah, just fucking try it. She hangs up, I pick it up, and you pick it. Wicked smart and all of these fucking, you know what I mean? And then we go into like some room with a bunch of taxidermied animals, and there's just some dude, and he's with his girlfriend, and he's got that traditional Boston accent, you know what I mean? And there's this stuffed brown bear, and he just looks at his girlfriend and goes, who do you think would win in a fight, that or a gorilla? And like all three of us are like, no, and we're just trying to ignore the desire to, and then we lost. He goes, yeah, you know why? Because gorillas are fucking lame. And we're just like, bleh. Shit was fucking cash. God damn. People from Boston, y'all be interesting. Did you read that Into the Wild sequel yet? You talk about the one where his sister talks about the abuse that his family put him through, but I don't know that I want to read that, dude. There's not enough nature in it. How do we know the bitch ain't lying to make a book deal? I just don't know. And is that something that I really want weighing on my conscience, thinking about Chris McCandles and his abusive family? I want to think about him as this cool, sweet, romantic adventurer. Not this bullshit. Mark says, whoa, killer, don't mess with my Bud Light. Son, you a boomer. You a 30-year-old? Actually, you're older than that. I don't know. How old are you, Mark? Fuck. Shit, everything jumped. And the house is jumping. Have you ever seen the movie They Live? Son, I'm a massive fan of John Carpenter, except for half the shit that he's done. Have I ever seen They Live? Who you trying to tell? Can't tell me nothing. Yeah, you ever seen The Fog, The Thing, or The Prince of Darkness, or In the Mouth of Madness? Fucking In the Mouth of Madness, son. That was some Cthulhu horror, like, has never been seen before, and now I want to watch that movie because my alcohol brain is like, watch random fucking movies. Like, now, while you're high. Oh, yeah. You ever know when your mouth is really dry? That's how you know you're high. And the guy says, hey, man. I said, what time is it? And he says, the clock on the wall says 3 o'clock. One last call. For alcohol. So I say, okay. And he says, man, what you want? And I said, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. I like the, what's his name? James Thurgood and the Delaware Destroyers? Yeah. John Thurgood? Whatever the fuck his name is. You know, that guy. Have you ever seen the film There Will Be Blood? Yeah, of course. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up! I have a friend who reminds me a little bit of, what's his name? I always want to say Danny Aiello, but that's not right. He was in Gangs of New York. That guy. You know who I'm talking about. Daniel Day-Lewis. Creepy motherfucker. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. Clive Winston says, hey, I like the soccer Let's Plays. That's because you're a good person, Clive. When the time comes, I will spare you. Kaz Lab says, Wu-Tang Clan, yay or nay? Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. I think one of my favorite moments of all of YouTube history was the last Stalker Let's Play that I did. And I was like scrolling through, all my saved games to find the last one to replace. And I had literally just saved under Wu-Tang. And I was like scrolling through and I said, Les Jeux Enfers, the dire cast. And then I see Wu-Tang. And then I clicked on it and I saved and I literally just started laughing. And I was just like, Les Jeux Enfers, the dire cast, Wu-Tang! Like, shit was cash. CBT3 says, been watching you since your Neo Geo Pocket review. God damn you old son. Why you so fucking old? Why you watching this 30-year-old boomer be drinking? talking about stupid shit nobody cares about. Jorge Rodriguez just has a smiley face up in here. Voss says, would you prefer that I sent a case of 9x18 Makarov? What the fuck? I don't have a gun that... Oh. My dad has a gun that takes... No, my dad's one is 380. Pretty sure my dad is chambered in 380. Or is 918 essentially the same goddamn thing? I don't know. I know he has hollow points for him. Hardy Hat says, 80 million is a bit high. 2 million seems more reasonable. No fucking amount is reasonable. Christ, people. Is it... What am I, like, some sort of fucking extremist going like, hey guys, we don't have to fucking kill millions of people to get the fuck along? Christ, what am I, like, the last goddamn American? I'm like the spirit of that dude. He was like some sort of like universalist preacher who lived in like Port something fucking Maine, who was like, well, as it turns out, guys, if Jesus is gonna send all the fucking witches and people and pagans to hell, we should probably be nice to them in real life. God damn. That's everyone's problem these days, is that everyone thinks is being told politically by their overlords who are clearly fucking lying to them that they can have object and total dominance over their enemies. They can have everything they want without any kind of compromise. And I'm like, nah, bitch, it's a society. We have to compromise. Now, I get it. That's usually the antithesis of what I'm usually about. Like, well, if you were to activate my white mana trap card, I would tell you, yeah, it's a give and fucking take. And one of the biggest problems right now is that everyone thinks they can vie for their ultimate, like, well, we'll just take all the guns away, or we'll just totally legalize abortion, or we'll make it totally fucking illegal. And I'm like, what if I told you in a democracy, in a republic, you gotta kind of try to, like, give and take, specifically in a what is our style of a democratic republic? Constitutional republic. In a constitutional republic with this many goddamn states, it's a matter of, like, letting the states decide what it is they want to do. And if you don't like guns or if you don't like abortion, move to a fucking state that suits you better. Like, fuck. And this is the problem. Everyone seems to think that they can just have whatever the fuck they want and that their side is going to come out dominant in some kind of weird culture war that they're cooking up. And no one's going to come out dominant. All that's going to happen is we're going to fucking collapse and then the Russians are going to move in and fuck us. So, no. I might have gone a little bit hard on that one. That was a work of fiction by a man named Tolstoy Kafkaevsky, and none of that is believed. This is a thought process. This is a work of art. My nose is all clogged up again. Yeah, that's good. Voss, you are not shadow banned. I can see you. I can see you, bro. You're right there. I see you. You gonna watch that environmental conference the president is gonna have this weekend? Probably not. I'm pretty big into environmentalism, but unfortunately, it's a popular subject, and that's absolutely fine. But the problem is that there's a lot of people who want to throw their hat into the rings who don't know they may know what the fuck they're talking about, but they may be lying to you. Fuck. This is kind of. Is this strange to say? Is this dangerous? Well, look, man, I'm a pretty big environmentalist, but there's a lot of red herrings out there. Recycling, for example. Recycling plastics takes up more energy than just throwing them away. A tote that you make that's made out of cotton I'm saving the environment, that actually requires far more energy from the earth to produce, has a greater carbon footprint than just making goddamn plastic bags and recycling them. Even though recycling them requires more energy than just drudging up more oil from the earth and making new ones. The only thing that is actually more cost-effective for both the planet and us is aluminum, to replace aluminum by melting it down, because it's a very permanent and pliable substance, because it's metal. So my point is that, look, I'm big into environmentalism, but, like, for every one person who actually knows what's up and is like, yeah, so as it turns out, agave nectar isn't better for you than honey. The bees that we bred for are domesticated bees and want to overproduce honey, and they'll get sick if you don't siphon off that goddamn honey. It's actually better for you to eat the fucking honey. the agave nectar, you're actually over-harvesting agave, and it's actually causing damage to their populations in areas in Southern America. You know what I mean? For every, like, one person like that, there's 10 people who are like, the more paper we save, the less trees get cut down, or the more trees there are. Nah, bitch! The more trees that you use, the more trees have to get grown. Paper farms are a thing. However, we should switch to cannabis for our paper needs. Your daily reminder that, no one knows what the fuck they're talking about anymore. Hang on. Have to blow my nose again. Ugh. Shut up. Took like 30 fucking seconds. Had to take a piss. Had to blow my nose. I know. It's a sad, sad story. It's a sad story of a sad man. Okay. So environmentalism is important, class, but unfortunately you gotta do it right. If you don't do it right, you're not unfucking anything. You're probably making it worse. Finish it, Tolstoy. Don't waste money. Are you talking about my shitty Reds beer? Ooh. That has a weird plasticky taste to it. There's something about it's like drinking a plastic bag. Something fucked up with that. Maolong Johnson says Justin Roiland also gave up most of his writing staff and replaced them with women to be more diverse. There's nothing wrong with that. Favorite BioWare game? Bro, KOTOR, son! KOTOR was actually pretty cool. One of the reasons that I said that I don't really dislike Star Wars. The extended universe is infinitely fucking cooler than, well, honestly, most of the shit that ever showed up on any of the fucking films. I played KOTOR 1 to finish. I never played KOTOR. Oh, no, I did play KOTOR 2 and then realized that it was shit, so I stopped playing it. Oh, yeah. I feel like YouTube kind of blacklisted you since 10 years plus ages ago. Yeah, dude, that's not anything new. I said it in 2008. Nobody fucking listened. I said it while they started shadow banning people. Nobody fucking listened. Oh, yeah. And, well, more or less, nobody fucking listened. Morty. Everything jumped. Oh, my neighbors are listening to, like, weird soul music. That's cool. Fuck it. Goddamn, everything fucking jumped. Hang on. We're rolling it up. Roll it up, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Rick and Morty really went that bad, eh? It wasn't the show itself. I don't really have anything against the show itself. It was the creator. Again, I don't like to be Mr. I'm not one of these offended people, but there's a fucking line, man, and when you call for the death of 80 million goddamn people, it's a little fucking much, and when the world stands by and does fucking nothing in response. But at the same time, some YouTuber somewhere says something that's not considered kosher by, whoever. I just, yeah, we're good. It takes a lot to piss me off so much that I'm just like, I'm not going to watch this, but hey, I'm not going to watch this, and who cares, because they're probably not going to make a season for, like, the next however long, because Justin Roiland apparently he is hated by his co-star Tim Harmon, I believe his name is. So after 22 years, Ash finally won a Pokemon League. You proud of our boy? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Haven says, God, that museum was a beautiful shit show. Bruh, I don't know why I thought that they would have anywhere near the capacity that DC has, but, like, Christ, if you make a museum called the Natural History Museum and you put it in one of the oldest and biggest cities in America, probably don't fuck up like that. But goddamn. So I do apologize. I know I drugged you guys to that. In my defense, I don't have a defense. In my defense, there was some fucking crazy ass Boston people there who were going like, well, fuck that gorilla. Like, that was great, you know? Have you ever played Daggerfall? No, but I'm aware of what you're talking about, and, no, I've never played it, but, I do have a lot of, oh yeah, I haven't published that video of me. I did make a video of me playing some Morrowind shit, but the footage still turned out fucking jerky as shit, so I don't know if I'll ever post that or not. Have you, if you want a cool, sweet romantic adventure, watch The African Queen starring Humphrey Bogart. Okay, I will. And then CBT3 says, my grammar is ass. Mark says he's 45. You are a 45-year-old fucking boomer. 45 years old. Well, 45 ACP. I hope you carry one. What do you carry? Oh, they probably make you, like, carry a Smith & Wesson. Not that I have anything wrong with Smith & Wesson's revolvers. They're semi-automatics, though. Just. Maylong Johnson says, I just want The Darkness 3, but dreams are just dreams. Look, man. The Darkness 1 was a great game, but it differed greatly from that shitty comic that they made, and then they tried to make it close to the comic with number 2. I played number 2 during a medical emergency that was so great I almost shot myself. So it has weird memories for me. Anyway. Gonna see that new Rambo movie this weekend? All movie critics are calling it racist and misogynist, so it must be good. Hey, Kazlab, that is wrong to think that the critics who are approved by the state are not right, bro, because, nah, I never cared about it before. I'm not gonna care about it now. I'm not a Rambo kind of guy. You should have way more subs right now. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Well, I have 19,000, brah. I used to have 25,000. Then they cut it back because they did some stuff. I don't know what they did. They deleted derelict accounts, which is fine. And now, but still, none of those 19,000 show up, brah. I know that they're fucking with it, you know, but I don't really give a shit. Haven says, so when are you coming back up north, my dude? I don't know. I still have vacation time. You guys let me know. I don't want to, like, impose on your asses, but, I guess I have to come... Yeah. Ugh! So, she and I are both into the Pokemon Go's, and, she uses filthy evolutions. Filthy. You fucking... Ooh! Evolutions. Sick. Disgusting and degenerate. And, worst comes to worst, I don't even think this isn't morally right. Somebody somehow, some way, and by the way, this is in one of my videos, for all of you who didn't tune into my video because YouTube is fucking my views. I visited H.P. Lovecraft. Fuck, I have buttermouth right now. I have visited H.P. Lovecraft's grave. So, I've been to H.P. Lovecraft's grave, and that's great, but somehow, some kind of Pokemon gym was put there. In that fucking... Son... That's in poor taste. That's in really fucking poor taste, dude. And I suddenly get this text, and I look at it, and it's like, yeah, I just put my evolution as the guard of this gym on top of H.P. Lovecraft's grave. So I guess I'm gonna have to come back up there soon to unfuck that situation. Favorite Jackie Chan movie? Holy shit. That is an interesting question. So, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Jackie Chan. My dad kind of raised me on some Jackie Chan, cheap 80s, 90s Jackie Chan movies that came out back in the day. And I saw them, like, that was back when, like, we used to call it stop and blow video. But remember when, like, DVDs had first come out, streaming was not a thing, and therefore the cheap kind of family entertainment alternatives were, like, really kind of cheap mom and pop, movie shops. So we would just rent, like, 5 fucking movies and get, like, 2 extra large pizzas from the best goddamn pizza place on the fucking planet called Mr. Pizza on Mountain Road, Maryland. You better look that shit up. You better go there and suck their dicks. I have no idea what nationality they were. They were not Italian. I think they were Lebanese. I don't know why the Lebanese make pizza of sweet, sweet angelic origin, but goddamn do they. And, anyway. So I was raised on it. My early teenage years were a lot of Jackie Chan movies, and not just the ones that are like shitty and Americanized and known. I'm talking about like the ones that had to face translation. So like fucking Operation Condor, fucking The Drunken Master. There's a few more. I can't remember. But so a favorite Jackie Chan movie. I know there was probably Operation Condor or Drunken Master. Those are the only two that I can really remember right now, but I've seen a bunch, actually. Can't remember. 9x17 is American 380, 9x18 is Russian variant. Well, then, my dad's got the American 380 version. 380 is the round that has the greatest, and I quote, psychological wound factor. I'd like one of those. By the way, Voss, you got to look into the AK guys. I think they're a channel with a dude who looks kind of like the super id version of you. Let's put it that way. And he's like super into AKs, and his favorite carry gun is a fucking Makarov. His memes are fantastic, and he is stationed in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So when I found out about that, I was like, what? Like I could literally be walking through downtown Fayetteville and pass by his ass at some point. But I haven't yet. If I ever see him, I'm going to, like, rush him and be like, give me a better AK than the one that I have. That's probably what I'll say. Maylong Johnson says, will the circle be unbroken? Hang on, let me consult this book about Kabbalah. Let me find out. Okay, apparently, Kabbalah. That's your answer. Will the circle be unbroken? What the fuck is wrong with you? CBT3 says, you had some of the best toy BB gun reviews. Should have 500 plus K subs, but YouTube don't promote you. Yeah, no shit. I am a ne'er-do-well and an Untermensch. So, I am very disliked. Very disliked indeed, sire. More booze. This will definitely help me hike better tomorrow. This isn't a poor decision. Ugh. Tastes fucking awful. Christ. You would think that after like a few drinks, like, my tongue would be too numb to care, but Christ, it does. Does the KFC donut sandwich look appetizing to you? I had never heard of such a thing before, and that sounds heinous. The donut, that's literally stripped from the first season of The Boondocks. Get the fuck out of here. What? Okay, Voss is proclaiming that certain people are bots. I doubt it. Not feeling it. Not feeling about bots. Oh, and everything clicked. Everything jumped. What about hemp dough? What do you mean hemp? What about hemp? It's a great material. We should be growing it. We should be using it for every textile that we possibly can, but that would put a lot of other people out of business, and fuck them. Free market demands that we do better shit. Did you ever reread Scott Pilgrim? Several fucking times, but thankfully I've finally moved past that shit in my life. I read Scott Pilgrim at a time where I still thought that a functioning relationship was possible for me before I realized, like, fuck them. Like, it's never gonna, fuck them. You know? No. So, yeah, that was a long time ago. I think I gave that away. I gave that to Hal. I think his girlfriend was interested in reading it. He needs to read it. Let's see, I'm not an environmentalist either, but if you look at some old photos of Pittsburgh or Youngstown from the 60s and 70s, something has to be done. Yes, nuke Pittsburgh. No, I'm just kidding. As a former Baltimore Ravens fan, fuck Pittsburgh. But that being said, it's actually probably a really great town. Haven says, agave harvesting is also helping to kill the bat population. That's right. Okay, first of all, she loves bats. I keep on seeing fucking bat memes pop up in my feed, and I feel like showing you, but fucking that one of that South African feeding a bat a little bit of nanner. She like mashes up a little bit of nana, and she's just like feeding this bat. She reminds me of a lady that I worked with once who was also a South African. For some reason, they all come here. I have no idea why. They're like, all right, we all agree, meet in North Carolina. Like, I have no idea. But like, this has this like little mashed up like nana, and she's like feeding it to like this. Actually, never mind. She must have been an Australian, and my accent ear is fucking terrible because I realized it was as large as a flying fox. It was a big ass fucking bat. Anyway. But yeah. Opinions on Greta Thunberg. She's a 16-year-old kid that went to Capitol Hill this weekend and said, listen to the scientists about climate change. Yeah, look, man. Those scientists can be bought and paid for. And also, they can be fucking wrong, you know? I've read a lot of science that is actually counter to the narrative of climate alarmists. I mean, and I could get into it, but I really don't feel like it. It's not a position that I feel I can heavily defend, but I have a pretty big inkling that the climate that our planet is in is actually something that we cannot affect all that greatly. It has more to do with solar radiation, and in which case NASA says we're going into a ice age pretty soon, which could literally kill everything, by the way. I would much rather have the globe, oh no, some water might come up farther, and then cities like New York, fuck New York! Fuck New York, fuck LA. If we go into an ice age and the breadbasket of the middle America gets fucked and 75% of the world's food supply is gone, we're all dead. That's it. We're fucking dead. Game over. And NASA says that might be happening in the next 20 years. So, I'm not feeling the whole global warming agenda. I have my inklings, but we will go no further into that because I don't want to be identified anymore as Aussiud, and that might be bad for me. So, Voss says, nah, if you want to play KOTOR 2, you need a mod that restores all the cut content so it isn't garbage. Yeah, but that's not really something I feel like doing these days. Kazlab says, soul music, are they listening to Chocolate Salty Balls by Chef? Something like that. Something like that. YouTube need to treat the creators who has been here... What? YouTube need to treat the creators who been here since the beginning better. You are one of them. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Let's see. Creo Boy says, holy shit, I made it. Hey, Creo. Still a CIA agent? Okay. Kazlab says, was that museum better than the museum that featured preserved bodies? Okay, here's the fucking thing. I went to go see Body Worlds once when it was on display in Baltimore, and it was actually really fucking great. It was there at that museum in Boston at the time when me and my friends went, but I swear to God, we approached the counter, and we were like, yeah, we would like tickets for knowledge, and they were like, knowledge costs money, bitch, and we were like, oh, okay. How much money? And they were like, lots of money. And they wanted like $30 for entry, $6 extra for whatever. And they're like, and then Body Worlds cost like 10 more. And by that point, I was pretty fucking broke. So I was just like, guys, I can't do a Body Worlds right now. But that actually was pretty, that would have blown the fucking exhibits that they had on there out of the water. I don't understand why their exhibits were so weak. You're Boston. Why did Baltimore beat you? Like, fuck. Literally, some of these streets I saw in Boston look Parisian. Like, you Europeans can talk about how ancient and beautiful your cities are, and I'm like, we kind of got that same vibe in certain areas too, but we also have Yellowstone and Hawaii and Alaska, bitches! Like, literally, there is no part of America that we don't have, that doesn't have, like, everything on anyone. Do you need a desert? Bam, we got you. It's called the Mojave. What else do you need? You need mountains? We have one of the 7 fucking summits in America. We have Mount McKinley. It's one of the highest goddamn mountains in the fucking world. Bam, we got you. Do you need beautiful oceans? Oh, bitch, we got Texas, Florida, California. What else do you fucking need? Do you need big lakes? Oh, shit, we've got the Great fucking Lakes. What else do you goddamn need? You need fucking snow? We got that shit. It's called the Northeast. What do you possibly have in any of your countries that we don't have? Ooh, nothing. Nothing. You suck. Boo, America. Sorry. Fuck you. I'm drunk. What do you expect? All right? Fuck you. What are you going to do? Am I Ossifer? Am I under arrest? Am I being detained? Am I being detained, officer? For what? What suspicion? That cocaine in my pocket is not my cocaine, sir. You planted that. You also planted it in my nose. Speaking of which, goddamn. Voss says, hey, their semis aren't bad. I just need more practice with mine. The trigger is trash, but the gun handle's okay, and it hasn't jammed on me yet. What are we talking about? The Darkness 3 and a new Condemned. Oh, fuck, dude. I bought Condemned 2 like a million years ago. Never gonna play it. It seems like something that would be up my alley. Maybe I should play it. Fuck. I don't know. Did you check out Kevin Pereira's YouTube channel yet? No, I haven't. You mentioned that last stream. I do need to see that. YouTube views are totally rigged, no matter how many hashtags. I'm not going to complete the rest of that sentence. Havanamir says, my Glaceon ruled that gym with a frosty fist for a day and a half before I was knocked out. Fuck you. Yeah, you know what? Evolutions are sick. Fucking Evolutions. I'm dead serious, man. I have a deep-seated hatred of EVs. Fuck. They just want to be Vulpix, but they're not. Fucking Flareons, I swear to God. Get that shit the fuck out. Dude, link me that channel. Sounds bomb. I love AKs. Yeah, I will. I'll make sure to do that when I'm sober. Nothing is wrong. I'm just a fan. Are you a fan of... I'm not going to complete that sentence. And it begins again, you fucking CIA pig! Expand the mind, shrink the stomach, and grow the bladder. Yes. Oh, God, that's so fucking awful. It tastes like plastic bags of apples. Haven says, eek, eek, eek. Remember that one time that we were all at your place and you had, like, bat lights, like, strung up everywhere? And we did that thing? And then, like, I was like, hey, I don't know if all these lights are, like, set up correctly, you know? All right, that was a really terrible joke. No one's going to get it. Not even you. You won't even remember that joke. It was a long time ago. Okay. A stout or 8 with Tolstoy caps. Thanks. A stout. What are you, British? You fucking Brit? You need to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking British. It's so much better being in America where you talk like this for some reason. All right. I think bats are kind of cute. Am I weird? No, man. They're like rats with wings, and I love rats. Have you ever listened to Jordan Peterson? He is a filthy infidel. So no, I've never listened to Jordan Peterson. My ears are clean. Why do you do this to me? Why do you want to get me put in the gulag? What? What the fuck is wrong with you? No. Stop fucking doing that shit. You still have swords? Yeah, bitch. Of course I got fucking swords. Now that I've used alcohol, it's time to operate them. Fuck. This thing really held the fuck up. No rust or anything. Christ. This is my favorite sword of all goddamn time. Hup. Also, what do you think about age rap music? Well, what is age rap? Never heard of it before. Opinions on the Area 51... everything jumped. Christ. Opinions on the Area 51 raid becoming a protest since only fat soy boys showed up. I don't know, man. I'm not paying attention to that. I've got a lot of shit going on in my life. My car just got fixed. You have no idea how much more important that is to me. Maylong Johnson's I live in... Your fucking name is hard to say. Also, I'm drunk. Maylong Johnson says, I live in Boston, and it's amazing how much more efficient the T is in the New York subway system. So that's your argument for why the museum was shit? It's just like, hey, man, yeah, our museum is shit, but also our subway system is infinitely superior. Like, what are you, Russian? No, I'm just kidding, man. It's actually a really great fucking town. Like, you know what I mean? I can't afford to fucking live there. I get this feeling like it's just like, I don't know, man. Believe it or not, I liked Providence better. Like, Providence just has this weird Baltimore ghetto feel, and I'm like, it just feels right. It feels at home. Boston feels like it's like for rich people, and I feel like they're like, huh, what is he doing here? It's some of that shit looks like straight up like ancient ass European. It looks like something out of like Paris or Prague, something fanciful that rich people can live in, or people not from that country. Voss says, laughing my ass off, Tolstoy getting drunker. Fuck you, I'm not getting drunker. Yeah. Red Sox tickets still cost an arm and a leg. No shit. You should 3D... Creo. Take your CIA shit somewhere else, you filthy CIA pig. Thank you. Love you, mean it. Mark says, don't make me tase you, bro. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. And then everyone, what did Dave Chappelle, how did he do the onomatopoeia? Brap, 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 ah, don't tase me, bro. Brap, brap, brap. Other countries have public transportation in places other than big cities. Yeah, other countries aren't as big as America. It's actually, no, for real, I watched a whole documentary about it. It is not cost effective to make giant public transit systems that would stretch all the way across America. It's just not plausible. Not for the American people. Not for our tax system. I have to blow my nose yet again. And also, take a piss. Also, it's been about 2 hours. We're coming to the close of this shit. And also, park your spaceship. It's coming to an end. Did you hear me? Yeah, no more spaceship. Fuck. 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 Swords off! Oh, fuck. Christ. Everything about the blade is great. The handle's rusted the fuck over. Damn. Damn, double damn. I'll have to fix that in the morning. Hup. Well, it's good to see the overwhelming majority of you stayed through my piss. Well, enough of you stayed through my piss. Anyway, so it's coming up on the 2-hour mark. I think we're going to wind this shit down. If anyone can give me some cool recommendations for, like, a movie to watch while I'm relatively trashed. Or, you know, trashed-ish. Hang on. Oh, yeah. God damn it, Creo. You fucking CIA dog! Fucking Creo. Can you do a DIY tutorial on sawing off the barrel of your AK? Well, the first thing that you do is you stop paying taxes and then, no. Anyway. Let's see. Reading Ivan Peshkov. Have you till that toy? Son, quit doing drugs. Everything bumps. Okay, Haven says, bye, dude. Have a lovely stream. Mark says, oh shit, beer, swords, what could go wrong? Absolutely fucking nothing will go wrong. Does your friend still smoke them dirty Pall Malls? I don't know. No, he's mostly lost a shit ton of weight, and now he's into shooting ARs, and he doesn't do, what's that shit? Not soy. Brain won't think. Yep. Gluten. Christ. Right. Somebody says, ooh-woo. My grammar is like old days butt crack that hasn't been wiped in 10 years. Yeah. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? No. No. Absolutely fucking not. Maybe. Alrighty. It, if you want to have a little laugh. That is true. It would have to be the classic It with Tim Curry going, ha-ha, 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 ha-ha. I need fucking classic Tim Curry in my life. Carnival Row on Prime. No. Watch The Godfather. Man, fuck The Godfather. I hate... We'll get into that one day when I'm sober. Do you do illegal drugs? I am a fella teen. No, Creo. I never do anything that is illegal. Die, you CIA pig. Anyway, with that, I bid you adieu.